What's good, math family? In today's review, we're going to break down how to properly solve absolute value equations that have more than one absolute value bracket. Let's get started. When we start off with this topic of absolute value, we have to understand the basics. And when I teach this, I like to use three rules to break this topic down, which would be isolate, create, and then check/confirm. So in problem number one, we have to always make sure that the absolute value is isolated by itself. We notice that it's not, so we're going to have to subtract 2. So now that the absolute value bracket is isolated, we could create our equations. So we have the absolute value of x is equal to 3. So when we drop the brackets, x is equal to 3. And then equation number 2, we have the absolute value of x is equal to -3. And once we drop the brackets, we know x is equal to -3. Now, problem number 2, we notice that the absolute value bracket is already isolated, so we could create our equations. First one stays the same. Drop the brackets, x minus 3 is equal to 5. So we know x is going to be equal to 8 in the first scenario. And then when we rewrite the problem, right, we're on the create step, we make the second equation equal to a negative quantity. So instead of +5, -5. So now we drop the brackets, x minus 3 is equal to -5. Once I add 3 on both sides, x is now equal to -2. Now, problem number 3, we have to remember that there are absolute value equations where we have to isolate, and there may be more than one step for us to isolate. So we notice here that what? We're multiplying by 3 and subtracting 1. So I'm going to add 1 as a first step. So we have the absolute 3 times the absolute value of x minus 1 is now equal to 12. Still not by itself, so we divide. So now we have the absolute value of x minus 1 is equal to 4. Now that it's by itself, we could create both equations. So the first one stays the same. Drop the brackets, x minus 1 is equal to 4. Add 1, x is now equal to 5. Now when we create the second equation, we have the absolute value of x minus 1 is now equal to the negative quantity, -4. Drop the brackets, x minus 1 is equal to -4. Once we add 1, x is now equal to -3. Now our last example for this review is going to be the absolute value of x minus 6 is equal to -2. But we should already know that there is no solution to this because it's equal to a negative quantity. So anytime we have an equation like this, there's no solution. We can't do anything with it. It has to be a positive value that it's equal to. Now we're on to the main part of this video, which is solving absolute values with more than one bracket. And you'll probably see your teacher break down this concept or formula, which is the absolute value of A is equal to the absolute value of B. And this is when we create our two equations. So we know A is equal to B, or A is equal to -B. And then one thing I want you to understand is that we could switch the sides. So A does not always have to be the left-hand side of the equation. B could be that side too. The concept works both ways. So we can make the absolute value of B equal to A, or the absolute value of B equal to -A. Now that we understand that, remember the first scenario is just the same exact equations when we just drop the brackets. So once we do that, I'm going to subtract x, and we'll notice that the x's cancel out. We're left with -3 is equal to 2. Because this is a false statement, this means that the answer is no solution. Now the second scenario, the left-hand side stays the same. We have the absolute value of x minus 3 is now equal to the opposite of the absolute value of x plus 2. You'll sometimes see your teachers put this in parentheses, and this is just so you understand that we're distributing the negative, but it's up to you. I suggest you should do it. So we drop the brackets, x minus 3 is now equal to -x minus 2. Add x on both sides, so we have 2x minus 3 is equal to -2. Once I add 3, we have 2x is equal to +1, and when we divide, we get x is equal to 1/2. So this is going to be our answer for the second equation. Now, problem number 2 is a little different because we have coefficients in front of the variable, but it's the same exact steps, family. So first equation, it stays the absolute same. You just drop the brackets. right? So after I subtract 2x, we have 3x plus 3 is equal to -1. I subtract 3 on both sides to get 3x is equal to -4. And after I divide, I get x is equal to -4/3. So that's the first answer for the first equation. Or when we do the second one, we have the absolute value of x plus 3. We took it out the bracket, so it stays the same, is equal to the opposite of 2x minus 1. So left-hand side stays the same. The right-hand side signs change. So -2x plus 1. When I add 2x on both sides, we're going to get 7x plus 3 is equal to +1. And once we subtract 3, we have 7x is equal to -2. Now for the last step, we're going to divide. So we're going to get x is equal to -2/7. So for this video, we focus mostly on the first two parts, isolate and then create the equations. Now the last part is check and confirm, and we're going to take care of this just below. So when we scroll down, we want to know, are these x's, right, -4/3 and -2/7, are they extraneous solutions, or are they actually solutions to the absolute value equation? Well, let's determine it, family. So let's just scroll down and get some space. So we rewrite our problem, right? We have the absolute value of 5 times x, right? Which is now -4/3 plus 3. Let's close the brackets, is equal to the absolute value of 2 times x, which is -4/3 minus 1. So we drop the brackets. Let's say we multiply. So now we're not going to drop the brackets. I'm sorry. We're going to finish first. So we have the absolute value of -20/3 plus 3. Just remember that when we have a denominator of 3, to come up with an equivalent expression, this is going to be 9/3. So once we simplify this, we have the absolute value of -11/3, which when we simplify and take it out of brackets becomes +11/3. Now on the right side, when we multiply 2 and -4, we're going to get -8/3 minus 1. But when 1 has a denominator of 3, this is the same thing as subtracting 3/3. So when we simplify, -8 minus 3 is going to give us the absolute value of -11/3. Once we take it out the brackets, we notice that both sides of the equation is equal to 11/3. So when x is 4/3, it is a solution. Now we're going to go over to the second choice, and we're going to check to see if this is extraneous. So 5 times the other x, which is -2/7, right, plus 3, is equal to the absolute value of 2 times x, -2/7, minus 1. So again, we're going to solve everything inside the absolute value brackets, then take it off when we have our final answer. So we have the absolute value of -10/7 plus 3. But now remember, if we want to have a fraction where the denominators are the same, 3 could be rewritten as 21/7. Once we divide, we're going to get 3. Now, when we simplify, what we're going to get here is -10 plus 21, meaning we're going to get +11/7. So when we take it out the absolute value brackets, 11/7 is our final answer. Now on the right side, we're going to get the absolute value of -4/7 minus 1. But if 1, we're going to rewrite it as a fraction, this is going to be 7/7, same thing as 1. So now -4 minus 7 is going to give me the absolute value of -11/7. We drop the absolute value brackets. This turns into a +11/7. So we know that for both situations, the x that we found, our solution, is an actual solution, and we do not have extraneous solutions. So please understand that third step when we talk about checking. Now we're going to go over to our last example of this video. So same thing, right? X minus 7 is equal to 2x minus 2. We just drop the brackets, use the original equation. So now as I subtract x, I have -7 is equal to x minus 2. I'm going to add 2 on both sides. So I get -5 is equal to x. Or if you like it the other way, x is equal to -5. That's our first answer choice. Now the second answer choice, we're now going to make b negative. So we have the absolute value of x minus 7 is equal to the opposite of the absolute value of 2x minus 2. When we drop the brackets, we have x minus 7 is equal to -2x plus 2. So now what we want to do is just add 2x on both sides. So I have 3x minus 7 is equal to positive 2. I add 7 on both sides. 3x is equal to 9. And once we divide 9 over 3, x is going to be equal to 3. So when we're trying to solve absolute value brackets, family, with more than one bracket, this is how you would do it. We really hope that this quick review and breakdown was helpful for you. If it was, please don't forget to smash the like button for us, subscribe to the channel for more helpful content, and leave questions down below in the comment box if you had questions on this video, or if there's topics you'd like to see in our channel in the future. Thank you guys for continuing to watch and support Algebra 1 with Mr. Peters.